In 2010, the Marine Corps Mountain Warfare Training Center established the only course in the DoD that offers training in the use of pack animals in an austere environment.
So the SOF Horsemanship Course is designed to take a layperson with little or no experience with working horses or mules and teach them to safely and effectively transport themselves and their gear in rough terrain. It's designed for the special operators to be able to have an additional tool in their basket to do that.
There's definitely a possibility of utilizing horses or pack mules or any sort of pack animal. We've done it before in the past with pack animals, but never first-person basis. But I've actually had local people utilize those pack animals for me. We have plenty of training that we go through, but training like this is few and far between. So this is definitely gives us an advantage as far as utilizing horses or pack animals.
We got about 15 days. We take a special forces team, and then we basically teach them how to pack mules and then teach them the basics of riding horses throughout mountainous terrain.
So you take a guy that's never owned a goldfish, day one, and then at the end of day 15, he's catching his mule, he's packing his mule, he's saddling his horse, he's getting on his horse, and controlling both of those animals at the same time to go up a mountain trail, over a pass, sliding down the other side, going through bogs. So it's pretty rewarding to see what they learn from our instruction while they're here.
I think we're in a technology-forward world. We're always looking for the latest and greatest technology. Sometimes we forget that the easiest way to do things is probably the simplest way. This is sort of a lost art. If you look around at these mountains, there's no vehicle that can get up and down these mountains. We don't even have one. This capability can't be replicated. Plus, it's ubiquitous around the world, right? So you can find donkeys, you can find horses in every continent in the world. So this is a technology, whether or not be ancient technology, but it's a technology that just enables them to accomplish the mission. I have absolutely nothing but extraordinary things to say about this class. The quality of the people that come in the class, they're eager to learn. The instructors are very well versed in different things. And overall, when you're done with this class, you could actually be prepared to use these tools. It's not just an introduction. But I think this provides the basis for actually stepping out from here and being able to use what you've learned.
So it's important for them because it gives them an exfil and infill platform, because if you might be able to hump something in on a truck it in, but you might reject it. It might be 3-4 days down the road. And if you can just pack out a mule or get on a horse, by the time you get to the fight, you're going to have more energy to get there.
I think it's important that this packing course and horsemanship course be here at Bridgeport, just for the same reasons that the Mountain Warfare Training Center was created in the first place. The terrain here is extremely varied. It's steep. It's inaccessible by any other means. It really isn't that useful to learn to pack across the open prairie. The whole point of being able to pack is to be able to get your gear to places that you couldn't use it.
Well, if you take a picture of the Hindu Kush in Afghanistan, lay it over a picture of the Mountain Warfare Training Center, it's a mirrored version. We are the only course of this type in DoD. To teach him how to ride in this kind of terrain, we have to put him on a horse and put him in this kind of terrain. So if we were running this course, say at 29 Palms, you don't have this kind of terrain there, you don't have the weather there, you don't have the elevation there. So that's why it's beneficial to run here.
This course is important to the ODA because it brings a different knowledge base of infill and exfil platform to get into wherever an ODA may need to operate with a lot of equipment and still be able to fight effectively. The majority of the world has some sort of mountainous environment, and it's very good to be able to operate with these animals in that kind of environment. This could translate to anywhere around the world.
If I could sum this course up in one word, it would be critical. I thought about some other words like unique Obviously this is unique, there's no question about that, but you can be unique and not be critical.
To sum up the course in a word would be, once again, eye-opening. It's something that I've never really thought about before, but it's something that is very beneficial for ODAs to know.
One word. Courage, dealing with, overcoming your fear to be around 1,000, 1,200 pound animal that could end up hurting you very severely.
Different. Throughout my military career, there's been a lot of training that I've gone through, but nothing like this.
Critical in the sense that it's mission critical. It's a skill that we need to have within our forces, and I think it would be really short-sighted to think that somehow technology could replace this weapon system or this capability. So that would be the word I would choose, critical.
So one of the hardest things for us to teach is the animal-human interface. So watching these guys overcome their fear, or conquer their fear, however you want to look at it, to be able to handle those animals in this type of terrain is probably the most rewarding thing there is of the course. As
far as a horse goes or a mule, they're definitely not indigenous to a team that uses different types of equipment. This is definitely a non-standard piece of equipment.
Yeah, just seeing everything that you can do with pack animals and horses, it'll definitely be something that we can bring back to our unit and try to spread the information around.
Not having a smattering of folks in our forces that know how to do this, whether it be the Marines in the actual animal pack course or the special operators with the horsemanship skills, we need to be able to rely on those people to share their experience with their teammates and say, hey, I got an idea, we can do this, we can accomplish this mission.
In the past, with our animal packing course, we'd have operational detachments come through, Green Berets, and then they would ask at the end if we could teach them how to ride. We didn't have the equipment or the number of animals to do that. We realized that there was a hole in their training that we could fill. Tactically, they can see the value of a mule being able to move 200, 250 pounds across this type of terrain. So we take the weight off the service member's back, put it on a mule's back, and they see the value of when they get to the objective that they're more prepared. Like 65 or 70% of the world is mountainous environment. With that said, probably 40 to 50% of the places we're going to do combat in the next 25 years, there's not going to be roads. So that's the importance of the program. Our training area kind of replicates that. If you take a look at the base and you lay a map of the Hindu Kush over it, we don't have the elevations that they have, but the trainer is very, very similar.
We're currently taking part in the SOF Horsemanship Course at Mountain Warfare Training Center. We've been learning how to employ horses and mules as a way of transporting people, weapons, and equipment across high altitude, complex, compartmentalized terrain. To meet some of our unique requirements at Marine Special Operations Command, we've integrated air delivery by using the 152nd Airlift out of Reno, Nevada. Mountain Warfare Training Center was very cooperative in helping us to design the course and modify it to fit our peculiar needs. And we've learned how to take care of and procure and use horses as an infiltration method. We've also learned how to use pack mules and donkeys and different types of rigging systems to transport a variety of different types of material in a short amount of time.
So they can get there a lot faster, be ready to fight when they get there, and then maneuver out with very minimal signature. So they can go in, they can pack these mules, and they can maneuver and support whoever's currently operating. At this given point, by the time they reach the Mountain X, everybody has a very essential part to their team. And what that does is it brings it all in to one big piece, and it takes this mountainside, turns it into a great training environment, and then they can all practice that skill set in a live force-on-force training.
In the last 15 or 20 years, there's been more of an evolution of what they call natural horsemanship, which is to try to mimic the behavior of a herd to get the horse to trust and follow you on its own. So the idea is that as the human, you're trying to sort of mimic that pack leader so that horse will follow you willingly and trust you. You don't have to whip them, beat them, scare them. It's more of using the horse's natural behavior and desire to follow the leader to get the behavior that you're looking for.
A course like this acts as a vehicle for expanding a operator's mind to think outside the box and to think unconventionally and how to move their people and equipment through ruggedized terrain. And if it's employed correctly in the right types of environments, it can be a force multiplier.
We're going to continue to push them and better them and make it a better experience. I truly believe in this course and what it does and the skill set in which it gives our operators and our support personnel. So being the chief for the course, it's the best job I've had in the Marine Corps yet.